preparation for what's coming. It's time to prepare for what's coming. Stay tuned for the end, because at the end of this conversation, I want to do a little meditation and energy activation, because you are the answer. You are the change. So many people look at what's going on and they say, how do I help and how do I support humanity? Because man, we have an entire new world to give birth to. The shift is upon us. And then they say, how can I help humanity? Because there's a lot of people that are losing it now already. You help humanity by being the love and being the change. So the energy activation that I want to hold for you at the end is about being a support bridge, not just for yourself, but for humanity. Because the more you let love in, the more it ripples out from you. The more you become a part of the answer and a part of the support team. The angels are in the human bodies right now, right? The first part of the conversation, though, is the important part that I really want to share with you, and that is about preparation for what's coming. It's time to prepare. And when I say that, I know that a lot of people are going to go, oh, prepping. Okay, so what have I got to buy? I need dry foods and I need water and I need an escape plan. And that's not the kind of prep that I'm talking about, although it's wise, you guys. If you asked me, Kerry, should I be prepping? I would say, I can't tell you what to do, but I'm a prepper. And I always have been, because it just makes sense. Because we live in a world, and this is kind of funny, we live in a world where people are of the opinion, like, if something's going to happen, we'll get warning. You know, they'll tell us. If something's going to happen, they'll tell us. And then we see all of these billionaires building these massive underground bunkers, and we go, ooh, maybe we're being left out of the story. Maybe they're not actually telling us what's going on. And on that note about those bunkers, guys, we're living on a planet that will not be able to host life that is not 5D. What is 5D? After Ascension, our planet will only be able to host life, to sustain life, that can meet and match the planet at its level, which will be fifth dimensional. That is love. That is compassion, that is kindness, that is acceptance, that is tolerance, that is peace, that is wisdom, that is connection to the cosmic field. That is 5D. So the answer does not lie in how well you prep, how much food you have, how much water you have, how deep your underground bunker is. And that's a little bit of a joke for me, that there are even people that think that a structure can protect you from ascension. Ascension, first of all, is not something you should be protected from. It is something you were born for. Ascension is this great metamorphosis. It is an alchemical shift from a third dimensional body to a fifth dimensional body. And at that ascension point, the physical body dematerializes and simultaneously rematerializes as the 5D self. And that's instant. It's not like dematerialized, oh, whoopsie, I'm gone. It's an instant dematerializing of the false matrix and the alignment of the false matrix and everything of the false matrix, and a rebirth or a rematerializing of the organic blueprint, the organic template of creation from which you originate. That comes online at the ascension point. Every video where I've ever spoken about ascension, someone, and mostly more than one, someone asks the question, when? When is it going to happen? It's going to happen when it happens, is the exact answer. My husband, Brian, has got this terrible answer. When I ask him anything, how long for supper? How long till we go fetch the kids? How long until this happens? How long until this is fixed? How long until whatever? His answer is always the same. And he says to me, how long is a piece of string? Oh my gosh, I want to take that piece of string and strangle him with it. That's how much it annoys me when I get a vague answer. So I'm not purposefully trying to annoy you and give you a vague answer like, how long is a piece of string? Ascension, seriously, has no date. And the reason why it has no date is because we are continually co-creating it. And that co-creation happens between us and the cosmic field. It's like we're in a communication. I've shared this with you guys before, how the light workers are in communication with each other at the collective level, but equally at the collective level, the light workers are in communication with light, in other words, with the cosmic field, and we are working as a team. We are working together to bring ascension in, that's when it happens. It's really got to do with a readiness. We could have had Ascension in 2012. We could really have had Ascension in 2016. 2012 wasn't quite probable because we didn't have as many people awakened and activated then. 2016 was a very, very big possibility. And you could look at that as a failed Ascension attempt, but we had numerous failed Ascension attempts, and that's going to happen. Failure is part of learning to be successful. So we've had a couple of windows of possibility. 2023 was another big window, but as we got closer to 2023, that began to fizzle out. Again, it doesn't make us slow and bad and wrong and oh no, we missed the boat. It just means, oh, look at that. That was us getting closer, because that's what these failed Ascension attempts are. Every time we're edging closer and closer to the Ascension point. We're in preparation now. Is preparation a week? Is it a minute? Is it a day? Is it a year? Is it 10? It simply doesn't matter when you devote yourself to the fact that in this lifetime, Ascension occurs. In this lifetime, we undergo the greatest shift of all of the ages. We have so much off-planet support here to guide us through this. And part of what we're going to be seeing more and more and more and more, oh my gosh, is solar activity. So recently we had a couple of X-class flares and they sent us reeling. The mental health issue. Whoa, a lot of people with mental health issues were really catalyzed, triggered. But do you know what else happens? People also start to heal. Why? Because as these solar flares come in, they really melt. They take the blinkers off. They melt the false matrix more and more and more. And when I say melt, they alchemize the old structure into the new one. But when this happens, we have more and more of the organic universe flooding into our field. The magnetic field around Earth gets weaker and weaker. Closer to Ascension we go, the weaker it gets, till eventually it's almost non-existent. That's when the sky starts filling up with very interesting lights in the day, not just aurora borealis at night. We're going to start seeing it in the daytime as well. As the magnetic field gets weaker, we are having more impact from solar activity. I spoke about mental health issues. It can affect absolutely everything. Obviously technology, that goes without saying. Planes and any kind of navigational equipment and pacemakers and anything that you have on you that is a device or a piece of equipment, or even in your home, your GPS, etc. These things are going to start to perhaps glitch is the right word as we get closer to Ascension. And then people worry and they go, oh no, because it's not just a certain type of person who's at risk. Then there are people who are at risk. People with mental health, people with heart problems primarily are at greater risk. But there's also a risk of healing. There's also, and I say it in inverted commas, a risk of moving beyond all of your blockages, because that's what the solar flares do. They melt the old density. And as the old density melts, the organic universe takes up more space. And as the organic universe takes up more space in our realm, the false matrix gets shoved into tighter corners. I've always said to you where the false matrix is. If you've watched my work before, you know this. The false matrix exists in one place, and that is in your mind. And I don't mean, oh, because you're imagining it. I mean literally the mental plane is where the false matrix is broadcast from. The moment you're in your heart, you're outside of the false matrix. The moment you're up and out through the crown chakra, you're also outside of the false matrix. So it's either out through the heart or up through the crown. But most of humanity, without knowing it, they're stuck here in the false matrix. Now what's happening is false matrix gets smaller. So what are you going to start to feel? And I shouldn't say what are you going to start to feel, because most of the people watching this video, you're watching this video because you've got this portal now that's opened and allowing you deeper access to the heart. The people who are so entrained and answerable to and enslaved by the false matrix, and it's getting smaller and smaller, and they're feeling more claustrophobic inside the space, which makes them more aggressive. We can look at these people and say they're crazy or they're zombies. They're stuck in a very limited place. And then I know what happens. So many of the light workers, they go, oh, how do we help them? They are their own worst enemies, and they've had every opportunity to awaken, and they've chosen not to. And that's okay. At the Ascension point, they do have another opportunity, yet another. They've had so many. Every failed Ascension attempt has been an opportunity for them to wake up. And what I mean by wake up is wake up out of the mire, wake up out of the fog and the daydream of this enslaved reality. Symptoms of living in this enslaved reality are getting more and more obvious. People that are stuck inside the false matrix, they become very belligerent. They need you to believe what they believe. They're obstinate. They want to debate you. You have to agree with them. They can't have a difference of opinion. And if you do differ and you stick to the difference in your opinion, then they're going to use words to berate you and to belittle you, and they're going to call you names. And if they do, allow them to. Because what you're looking at is a diseased mind. And I really do mean that. Diseased, what is a disease? It's a dis-ease. It's a mind that's not at ease. At Ascension, these people will have an opportunity to step into, believe it or not, Ascension. I know a lot of you guys are going to go, these guys aren't going to make 5D. We can't say who's going to make 5D and who isn't. I can say to you, it's not likely, but it's possible. It really is possible. In fact, we may very well be surprised by who steps into 5D, because it's at that final ascension point, which is the great solar flash. That's what the ascension point is. We've got all of these solar flares happening right now. Every solar flare is a practice round for the big solar flare, which is also called the micronova, the solar flash, the shift of the ages, the ascension point. At that ascension point, they have an opportunity to either depart from this world and their body and this life and move into a new planetary realm. I've got lots of videos that talk about this. I will link them. Or they're going to go into 5D, which actually means they go nowhere. They stay here on Earth, because Earth is about to become a 5D planet. So we're in preparation for the solar flash. We're in preparation for this alchemical change that takes place in our body. How do we prepare? We become love. And the truth is, you can't become love, because you already are. You cannot become what you already are. You can only accept that you are that. But to accept that you are love, acceptance needs to become something that you practice. To accept that you are where you are, and you experience what you experience, and you feel what you feel, without debating it with yourself, without analyzing it, without judging it. Judgment brings you into 3D every time, whether it's judgment of self or judgment of another. So I say to you in the beginning, this is preparation. I wanted to give you a little bit of a background chat into what we're preparing for. I gave a really long talk. It was nearly 2 hours long to my Plasma Light Tribe community. That's my online community, on just this last Friday. So it was call number 173. For those of you in the Plasma Light Tribe, go watch call 173. Of course, you can join the PLT at any time. It's on my website, kerrykay.com. But listen to that video all the way to the end. I know it's long. Listen all the way to the end, because I reckon it's probably in the last 10, 20 minutes that I share a bombshell in that conversation that talks about 5D, and specifically the 5D world. The preparation that I want to share with you now is an energetic preparation. Save this video. If, let's say, you're at work and you can't actually get into a meditative space with me right now, save the video, come back to it. If you can get into meditative space with me right now, I want to share an energy activation. You can listen with your eyes open. I promise it's deeper with your eyes closed. I leave it with you. Allow yourself to re-listen. So in other words, listen to this energy activation or meditation that I'm going to share with you, but you can deepen it. Every time you come back, this gets a deeper and deeper experience. Allow yourself to just settle into your breath. That's where we're going to start. Allow yourself to just become aware of the breath that is breathing you, that is flowing so gently and so smoothly in the background. Become aware of the flow of your breath. So you're just becoming mindful of something that usually takes place without your awareness. Now you're bringing your awareness to your breath. Don't change it. It doesn't have to be anything other than what it is. If it's fast or slow or erratic, it's exactly in the right rhythm for right now. Your job is to observe your breath and then to relax into its flow. And to relax into the flow of your breath, I want you to allow yourself to feel that as you breathe, you're breathing in so much more than air, so much more. Because imbued into your breath is a life force, a cosmic energy that you have always been aligned to, that you've always been a part of. That beautiful breath that you're breathing is imbued with cosmic energy, and cosmic energy is pure. It is a pure frequency that comes directly from the center of God consciousness, directly from the center of the universe, where God's light pours and flows and extends into everything, imbuing you with life that is woven into your breath. And as your body registers what you're doing when you're breathing, and that you're breathing in an expansive energy, so your lungs respond by relaxing. And as your lungs fill with this cosmic life force, they relax because your lungs start breathing in home. Your lungs are breathing in your home frequency, and it fills you with a sense of flow and fluidity and ease, and it melts from your heart into the fullness of your chest. So feel the spill over. It goes from your breath into your lungs, into your heart, into your chest. A deep ease begins to soak into your body, flowing from your chest down and simultaneously rising up towards your shoulders, covering your back, flowing down your arms, floating up into your head. Now become aware of the journey down, from the chest down. There is this feeling. It's almost like a soothing, melting, warming, relaxing, honey-like, relieving, releasing, relaxing, golden energy sinking down into your body towards your feet. Filling up the entirety of you, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, with this beautiful, soothing, relaxing light. Remember that we are accessing pure cosmic. That also means pure universal. That also means pure God consciousness. Your body is breathing in harmony with the cosmic heart now. And your body is in fact being breathed. Relax even more. The more you recognize that what you're breathing in is the pure essence that you originally come from, the more you relax, the more ease, the more peace, the more stillness becomes. And you are not meant to contain that which flows and ripples and goes with freedom into the universe. You cannot contain this because it's a rippling, expanding life force. So just feel the effortless radiance of the light that fills you. It doesn't leave you. It flows from you, continually renewing itself with every breath. In the same way that your breath doesn't stop. Your connection to the cosmic heart doesn't stop either. You're just becoming aware now of that infinite and abundant connection. The more it fills you, the more it ripples from you. And once it ripples from you, you do not determine where it goes. Because the cosmic heart knows exactly where to go. You don't micromanage your healing. You don't micromanage the planetary healing. You simply allow. With every breath, your field is imbued with the sacred cosmic heart. And you have now a sense of home and a sense of wholeness, a sense of ease, a long-awaited sense of ease. And the deeper into ease you can go, and the deeper into ease you can allow yourself to be, the more room you create to be flooded and filled with even more of this cosmic heart light. You are the ripple. That's what you came here to be. Now, normally when I start a meditation, I ask everybody to do this crazy, wonderful thing called the wiggle, where I ask you to move and jiggle and wiggle into your body, because it's so important that you remember that your body is a part of the meditation. You do not leave your body. You bring consciousness to it. You embody light. So I want you to allow yourself a belated wiggle, meaning just let yourself intuitively, with your eyes closed, move in whatever way your body needs to facilitate deeper flow of energy. That's all. You know exactly where the tight spots are. The purpose of the wiggle is to create more room for flow. And notice how in so doing, you've created more space. Settle back into stillness now. You've now created even more room, even more space for the cosmic heart to flow. You may even feel gushing and flushing of that light as you created more room. You are love. It's your name. It's your nature. It's the truth of what you have always been, and it is what you will always be. And on your journey to love, sometimes you're triggered and you're challenged only because you are releasing everything that is unlike love. So I want you now to welcome the release of everything that is unlike love, because it is simply not your truth anymore. It is not yours to hold. It is yours to dissolve. It is yours to alchemize into light. You don't have to understand the pain or the nuances of that pain in order to let it go. You only have to be willing to be more light. And to be more light, the willingness that you hold right now says, I am willing. Even if I don't know how, I am willing to release whatever density, whatever blockages, whatever darkness, whatever illusion there is in me, embedded into me, that which I know of and that which I do not know of. I am willing to release it into light, that it may become more light. Because that is your job. That is what you came here for. You are an alchemist. You were never born here to deny, to dismiss, to avoid, to defer the uncomfortable or the dense energies. You were put here to alchemize them into light, to transform them into light. So feel your ripple now. Feel your ripple now. This is your preparation. And I'm really proud of you. I'm really proud of you for allowing this in. Now's the time for the second wiggle of the meditation, and this wiggle is the wiggle of integration. This is where you let the energy that you've just breathed in, you let it sink into and settle into its places, wherever they may be inside of you now. This is the settling in, the receiving in, the allowing in, the final integration of the energy that you've just worked with. Thank you for working with me to be a part of what sets humanity free. Because yes, we have those who've chosen their path. And their path may be to either go down with the false matrix or to hold the false matrix until the very end. But what you're doing is creating more room for love and less room for its opposite, for that which is unlike love. You're creating less room. More support for those who need it, more support for those who want it, and you will ripple trust in the light that it holds. Your ripple knows exactly where to go. It's already gone into the clouds, into the grass, into the oceans, into the soil, into those who need it the most. This is how we heal the world. By being the healing. If you're in the Plasma Light Tribe, you know this work deeply. You know this work very well. Thank you for your amazing service to humanity by choosing yourself and your growth and your evolution. Because that's how we walk each other home. By showing up as the best versions of ourselves every day. And the best version of you is the most real version of you. It's not the most perfect, it's the most real. That means you let yourself be as you are, where you are. That's how alchemy happens. That's how release happens. We're stepping out of resistance, out of denial, into allowing, into ease, into peace, into flow, into the ripple that you came here to be. It's time now. That's all. It's just time. From my heart, all the way into yours. So much love. Thank you for taking the time to feel it. Thank you for letting this be a secondary ripple. That's it. That's it. Good job. Feel that. Feel how you're still letting it in. Speak to you really soon. Share this with friends who need it. It's time to prepare.